holy shit, are the alternate reality merchants at work here, because there was a town hall last night that Joe Biden held or was part of that CNN put on for him, and it was an hour-long fluffing session hosted by Anderson Cooper. Who better, I suppose. But the way that Jill Filipovic reports on it, Joe Biden shows he is a voice of presidential sanity. Oh, you see more stability with somebody that has vertigo climbing a ladder. We're just going to read a little bit of this fucking fluff piece. On Tuesday night, President Joe Biden joined CNN's Anderson Cooper for a town hall in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The conversation spanned everything from immigration to white supremacist violence to student loan debt to COVID-19. And Biden struck a markedly different tone than his predecessor. He was polite and empathetic and a stuttering, muttering prick. He was thoughtful, if at times a little rambling. I wonder how long it took her to type this out with one hand on the keyboard and another hand on Joe Biden's cock. There were no fireworks, no insults. It was relatively boring television. Couldn't even fluff it up for one fucking paragraph. You guys are great. And reflective of much better governance. I've yet to see it. It's almost been a month. There hasn't been anything great about it so far. Unless you just love daddy government to put its foot on the back of your head. Outside of that, though. But after 4 years of a reality television presidency, you guys made it that way. Will Americans, not to mention our news media, pay much attention? You're already trying to prime the ground for the fact that it's been fucking rating suicide to cover Joe Biden. 4 weeks into his presidency, Biden is governing exactly as advertised. Oh, okay, before I read the rest of this, this is how he was advertised. Authoritarian, a puppet for the far left, and riddled with Alzheimer's. Let's see if I was close. With competence, humanity, and moderation. Oh, just a cunt hair away. That's at times frustrating to those of us who think our country is in need of big systemic change, especially after a pandemic. After a pandemic, thought we're in the middle of a pandemic. Oh, she's just writing to fit whatever she likes. Don't let that picture fool you. That is definitely a 4 dressed up to a 7 if I've ever seen one. But it's leagues better than the reactionary politics of the Trump administration. Yeah, there's enough of that article for a lifetime, so let's move on to what was actually happening. 7 major talking points coming out after this. President Joe Biden had several cringeworthy moments at a CNN town hall event Tuesday night in Wisconsin. Biden claimed at one point that minorities don't know how to know how to get online. Oh, fucking oof. Minorities don't know how to get online. What? Where does that rank on the clean-cut, articulate black man? You ain't black, put y'all back in chains. Where does that rank? Because that's got to be up there. Minorities don't know how to get online. But you want them all to stand in one. Fucking socialist puppet. This one here, we're going to get into the video because, ooh, buddy, I can't read it and let the words do it justice. And to put a Biden decipher out there, it's a little tough. They don't quite have that Chrome extension figured out yet. After his comments about American minorities, Biden moved on to the topic of Chinese minorities and China's related human rights abuses against Uyghur Muslims, who are widely believed to live in concentration camp-like facilities within China. And we won't read this. We're just going to go ahead and play the video. And it's on Cernovich's Twitter feed, but it's just the clip, as much as I hate him.
Chinese leaders, if you know anything about Chinese history, it has always been the time when China has been victimized by the outer world is when they haven't been unified at home. So vastly overstated, the central principle of Xi Jinping is that there must be a united, tightly controlled China. And he uses his rationale for the things he does based on that. I point out to him, no American president can be sustained as a president if he doesn't reflect the values of the United States.
Self-awareness in the negative percentile.
And so the idea, I'm not going to speak out against what he's doing in Hong Kong, what he's doing with the Uyghurs in western mountains of China, and Taiwan trying to end the one China policy by making it forceful.
Oh, good. He's going to speak out about the atrocities. Well, if I was going to play a video, that frankly wouldn't be the case.
I said, and by the he said he gets it. Culturally, there are different norms at each country, and their leaders are expected to follow.
Don't worry, guys. Genocide is just a culturally different problem between nations. Can you fucking believe that? Listen, I don't think it's a controversial at all of a stance to take that, yeah, killing off a minority is probably not a good thing. I don't know. I think even some fence sitters here on the alternative platforms will probably take that stance with a gun pressed to their head or a threat of having their super chats taken away. But yeah, I had to play that one because it's just fucking tough to believe. But yeah, we'll just run that over again. Biden explained he's not going to speak out against what Xi Jinping, is doing to the Uyghurs. Then he reiterated by saying Xi gets it, posing that culturally there are different norms about how humans should be treated. That's not taking it out of context. I just played the clip there, and that's exactly what he said. Holy fuck. You guys remember some of the ridiculous takes during the Obama administration, right? Wouldn't even mention ISIS by name or Islamic extremism. Everything was always tightly under wraps. No mention of Fast and Furious or Benghazi until everything was all done and a new administration was in there. Oh, man. We're back. We're back. Of course we are. Everybody knows I like kids better than people. Biden said, you can't cut that. In a poorly landed joke with host Anderson Cooper. Oh my God. He doesn't like them better, just the way that they smell. Biden improvised, this got to be tough, when asked about his administration's original goal of reopening schools 5 days a week, which changed last week with a goal of schools only reopening 1 day a week. What the fuck? Honestly, that is retarded. It was a mistake in communication, Biden said on Wednesday morning. Vice President Kamala Harris went on the Today Show to clarify Biden's comments, stressing that teachers should be a priority. I don't know if there are any teachers that are watching this right now, but don't take yourself so seriously. It's something that can be replaced by people like me online, so you aren't a fucking hero if you work 5 days a week. You have all of your school prep already done for you. Everything comes out of a textbook. And you grade on a curve. And you work 9 months out of the fucking year. And most school days start at 8:30? And then you guys are done by whatever minutes after 3 o'clock. Yeah, right up there with police officers and firefighters. Give me a fucking break. And number 5, the coronavirus comments continued when Biden then claimed we didn't have the vaccine when we came into office. What? It was announced a week after the fucking election day. Oh my God, this dude. We won't read the rest of this fact check because we got 4 fact checks from a different source because, Breitbart's... oh my God, Savannah Guthrie is horrible. I finally just looked up at her. And yeah, they were already vaccinating, at the same clip that they've purported the Biden administration is purported to be following. It's fucking stupid. Before the night was over, Biden, who has denied accusations of contracting dementia, was asked, "You've already spent a great deal of time at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, except now you're living there and you're president. It's been 4 weeks. What's it like? How's it been different?" Biden responded, "I wake up every morning, look at Jill, and I say, where the hell are we? More things change, the more they stay the same." A few seconds later, Biden, perhaps knowing he was throwing former President Obama under the bus, said that Obama never invited him to the White House residence when he was vice president. Wow. Despite the fact Biden served as vice president for 8 years. Yes, because he was allegedly grouping servicemen's girlfriends and wives. If you want a fun read, Google that little tidbit of information. Joe's a fucking creep. And he's wrong about a lot of stuff because this is from the Orange County Register. There's also a fact check from CNN, but one CNN article is enough for a fucking video. President Joe Biden took questions from Wisconsin residents and from Anderson Cooper at a CNN town hall event in Milwaukee on Tuesday night. We're still looking into some of the claims Biden made, so this article is not comprehensive, but we at least got 4 points. Minimum wage. Biden said that the $7.25 per hour federal minimum wage is too low. Depends on what they're doing. For example, if we gradually increased it, when we indexed it at $7.20, if we kept it indexed to inflation, people would be making $20 an hour right now. That sounds like some real fucking crazy math. This is false. The White House told CNN in the event that Biden got mixed up running cover for their dementia patient. That's cute. With another statistic about minimum wage. Yes, because it's so tough. Today's federal minimum wage is $6.25. per hour, which took effect in 2009. Yeah, and if you're still making $7.25 and it took effect in 2009, then you are a patently stupid individual. Okay, if you've been working for that long for $7.25, fucking burger flippers make more than that. And yeah, 11 years does not quite make more than double of an increase. Would not even be close to $20 per hour if Congress has decided to link it to inflation. Yeah, it would just be $8.98. Oh, fucking oof. But you guys remember all the little mix-ups Biden had during the presidential debates as well, like calling Trump Abraham Lincoln. Whatever, they gave CNN some paper saying that $24 an hour, if it would have been linked to growth since 1968, which, whatever. Yeah, when $7 and a quarter probably would have been very good money for 1978. Or 68 rather, sorry. My God, all this covering of Joe Biden is just give me secondhand dementia. Illegal aliens, let's see. Biden said of the U.S. population of illegal aliens, I will not say their words, the vast majority of the people, those 11 million aliens, they're not Hispanics. What? There are people who came on a visa. No, they aren't. Who was able to buy a ticket to get in a plane and didn't go home. I didn't know the stopover across and back the border was cages at the border, though. Who built those cages, Joe? They didn't come across the Rio Grande swimming. Holy fuck, that's a fat L there, Biden. Wrong in the claim of majority of illegal aliens in the U.S. are not Hispanic. While it is obviously difficult to compile comprehensive statistics on the population group, the Migration Policy Institute think tank estimates that in 2018, that's 73% of illegal aliens in the United States speak Spanish at home, and 68% are from Mexico and Central American region. I don't need to be cringe and pull up the definition of Hispanic, but I think Central American probably covers it, with an additional 7% from South America. I'm surprised Anderson Cooper, Edgar Winter's stunt double, the whitest man on television, didn't follow up on that, but Joe Biden has the D at the end of his name. So why would he bother pushing back? Even though D's and pushing back are one of the good things that Anderson Cooper has been consistent on over the years. Oh, cool. Then we get to go back and look at the China comment. Biden was vice president. He returned to the U.S. and mused about China's demographic challenges. He said, and I came back and I said that they're going to end the one China, their one kid policy or one child policy because they're so xenophobic. They won't let anyone else in and more people are retired than working. How can you sustain economic growth when more people are retired? What? Somebody put that speech in a paint shaker because holy fuck is that mixed. Here's the fact check. It's not even close to true that more people in China are retired than working, even today, let alone Biden was vice president. And the Chinese workforce was younger, reported to have about 775 million employed people as of the end of 2019, and a little better than 250,000 people aged 60 or above. Normal retirement benefits, age for men in China, the working age population has peaked and is now declining, and retirees are growing rapidly, so the ratio of workers to retirees is becoming less favorable, but the ratio is still greater than 1, said David Dollar, the general, an expert on the Chinese population who is a Brookings Institute's senior fellow. And you know that he wanted to try to at least spin it some way positive for Joe Biden. That is the Brookings Institute after all. Dude, that's a fat fucking L no matter how you spin it. Oh my God, did I say we have 4 fact checks? Because this article has been updated quite a few times. Vaccine situation. Biden made a series of claims about the COVID-19 vaccination. Yeah, saying that it was already out there when it wasn't. We got into office and we found out the supply, there was no backlog. I mean, there was nothing in the refrigerator, figuratively and literally speaking. Well, who emptied those shelves, Joe? And there were 10 million doses a day that were available. Soon after that, he told Cooper, but when you and I talked last, we talked about it's one thing to have the vaccine, which we didn't have when we came into office, but a vaccinator. How do you get those vaccines into someone's arm? Well, you use a needle, Joe, and you press down on the plunger, and then you hope the nurse who's taking it doesn't pass out, but they can't all be winners. With that said, Biden got at least one of these statistics wrong. At least one? I could think of a couple. In a way that Trump looked better, not worse, so Biden's inaccuracy appeared accidental. So what, he was accidentally true for once? But we're noting it anyways. A White House official said the Biden claim of 10 million doses a day being available when he took office was meant to be a reference to the 10 million doses a week that were being sent to states as of the second week of Biden's term, up from 8.6 million a week when they took over. Wow, look at that. The more that they had to produce, the more that they had available. How fucking magical time is. The official said Biden's claim about 50 million doses being available when he took office was a reference to the number of doses that had been distributed to states as of the end of January. This was at least 2 weeks into his term and could have been clearer on the time frame. Listen, you guys are asking Joe Biden to remember way too many fucking numbers. Anybody who has expertise dealing with Alzheimer's patients knows that keeping numbers straight is one of the most difficult things for them to do. Biden's more dramatic claim here is that there was nothing in the refrigerator when he took office has a solid factual basis, though Biden could again have been clearer about what he meant. The official said that was a reference to the fact as reported by the a fact reported by the Washington Post. That's 100% always true. Fucking oof. In the week before Biden's inauguration, there was no Federal Reserve or second doses available at the time. They were still creating them, you fucking morons. The Trump administration confirmed to the Post for a January 15th article. And Trump also signed an executive order to make sure that all of the doses that were created by Moderna and Pfizer and all of the ones that would be coming out in the future, like Johnson & Johnson's, AstraZeneca's, the United States would have first dibs on them. So it's not like there wasn't a fucking plan in place. Lying hacks. Trump administration confirmed to the Post through a January 15th article that the contents of the stockpile had been released to the states, so they were already in the hands of the people who'd be distributing them anyways. Interesting. Good phrasing on that one. Then Health and Human Safety Services Secretary Alex Azar said the doses in the reserve could be shipped out because we now have a consistent pace of production. Oh my God. Oh, and everything that you see, I think I just did that in real time. Anything that is prefaced with, as reported in the Washington Post, is followed by a line of spin and horseshit. Go fucking figure. Next point, a tax break for racehorse owners. This ought to make Tony Soprano happy. Biden called for community college to be made free for all, and he said it would cost $9 billion. Then he added, we spend almost that much money as a break for people who own racehorses. Fucking what? We can't call that claim flat false because we don't have definite information ourselves. No, I think you can flat call that wrong because there's no way that there's $9 billion worth of taxes that can be placed on a fucking racehorse. God, you guys. The Proud Boys exchange, are they going public on the stock market? You may remember in one of my debates with former President Trump, I asked him to condemn the Proud Boys. He said he would do it. He said, stand by and stand. Oh my God, you're just going to fact check him? Okay, it was Chris Wallace asking him to denounce white supremacy for the 90 billionth fucking time. And then he said, sure. What would you like to call them? And Joe Biden, in one of his dementia fits, spouts out, oh, Proud Boys. Stand back and stand by. Everybody fucking knows that. We won't call that flat false because Biden made clear he was uncertain. I think that's just a general label you can put on Biden on any day that ends in Y. Oh, the refugees. Biden criticized Trump for slashing the number of refugees allowed in the U.S. He said, for example, we used to allow 125,000 refugees in the United States in a yearly basis, and it was high as 250,000. Trump cut it to 5,000. Seems like a fucking W for Trump. Biden's comparison between pre- and Trump-era refugee admissions is missing some key context. Holy fuck, how much cover are these people going to run for Biden? It was correct that Trump massively slashed the number of admissions. Good. But the reduction was not as big as some viewers might have understood Biden to be claiming. That's because when Biden was correct that the U.S. used to accept more than 125,000 refugees in some years, he did not make it clear that this had not happened since, oh my God, I was 2 years old. Oh my God. This entire article could have been just summarized down to old man doesn't know numbers, fumbles on stage for 60 minutes, is shuffled off by keepers. As you can see, this is just a big fat fucking L for the Biden team. And it's a good thing nobody really knew about it because I follow this stuff very closely. And I would have told you guys if there was a town hall on last night, but before I could do anything about it, I was just getting the clips, like the Chinese clip, and it's like, we gotta fucking talk about this because if there's any indication that the Chinese Communist Party has Biden under their thumb, that was it right there. Such an easy softball. It was put on the tee for him, okay? And Anderson Cooper would have pinch hit for him and then just allowed Joe Biden to fucking run the bases himself. Or walk. Or be pushed on the Hannibal Lecter cart. Just as long as he stays out of the Little League stands. But yeah, I'm sure Biden's probably back in his fucking bunker by now, laying in bed asking anybody where the hell he is, and when Winston Churchill's going to come over for afternoon tea, or when Teddy Roosevelt's coming down so they can go race horses. There's tax breaks for that. Oh well, sucks to suck. Anyways, guys, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.